Listen, I'm sure you've heard act as if you already have it a million times again and again when it comes to manifesting your dreams. I remember at the beginning of my manifestation and spiritual journey, I kept hearing that and I still didn't know how to act as if I already had it because I didn't have the things I wanted in my reality. Today's video is all about showing you practical and simple ways you can start embodying your higher self so that you become a match to everything that you desire. I'm telling you, these are simple things you can do on a daily basis and they will completely change who you are, how you relate to the world, and most importantly, how you feel about yourself. So, if you're ready to merge with your higher self and become the version of you who already has everything you need, then keep on watching. I've never seen anyone talk about this. I've never heard anyone talk about this in the way that I'm going to share it with you. And my first step to really embodying your higher self is to anchor the essence of your higher self. And the easiest way you can do that on a daily basis is to adorn yourself. What does that mean? If you've seen my videos or you're seeing me in this moment, I'm sure you can tell I'm wearing a lot of gold jewelry, and there is a really specific intention behind that. I'm not wearing all of this to look good. I'm not, even though it is the result I'm getting. The pure intention of wearing gold jewelry, and specifically these pieces, is because I've anchored the essence of my higher self in every of those pieces, and every of those pieces reflect the essence of my higher self. Today I want to show you a special ritual you can do with your jewelry pieces so that you can start adorning yourself, not only to look good, but so that you start feeling good. You really want to connect with the emotions and the energy of your higher self. And the reason I use jewelry is because after connecting with my higher self, I've got to know different textures that my higher self embodies on a daily basis in my highest timeline, and so I use those energies and bring them back here and now so that I can become a match to that reality. Today I'm really excited to do this ritual with you because I received my new pieces from Luisa. As you can see, I have bare hands, and the reason is that a few months ago I removed my old jewelry because it didn't fit the essence of my higher self. And so I chose these pieces because they're the perfect add-ons to my collection. And not only I love this brand and their mission, but I also love that their products are high quality, long lasting, and affordable. So before we jump into the ritual, you just have to grab your favorite jewelry piece, anything that you might be wearing already and that you love. But if you are like me and you don't have any pieces that reflect the essence of your higher self, I highly recommend checking them out, and I also have a discount code in the description below. So now back to the ritual. You will need your jewelry pieces. I have my 3 pieces here. I'm gonna do one with you, but I will do the same ritual to infuse all of those pieces with the essence of my higher self. So again, grab your piece. If you don't have it, call it in, and once you have it, come back to this video and do this ritual. Before we jump in the ritual, I want to explain to you why this is so powerful, and it is because that once you infuse the energy of the essence of your higher self, a really specific emotion, to the piece of jewelry of your choice, what happens is that every time you touch it, every time you see it, every time you wear it, you're anchoring the essence of your higher self in your current timeline, in this present moment. I'm sure you have really good memories of certain places, certain restaurants, anything And every time you go to these places, you remember those memories that make you feel a certain way. And what we want to do with this ritual is to anchor this energy into this piece so that every time you see it, you touch it, you wear it, you're sending a signal to your unconscious mind to anchor those emotions so that you feel those emotions in the present moment. This is a really powerful technique that I've used with my clients again and again, and that I've used for myself. And this is the best hack to bring back those emotions in the present moment and to elevate your vibration really quickly. I'm telling you, this is really powerful, and so that is why I keep wearing these things, is because every time I wear them, I'm really adorning myself so that I embody the essence of my higher self. It is a ritual, it is something sacred and so powerful. Now let's jump into the ritual.
Grab your jewelry piece, take a comfortable position, sitting down, and when you're ready, close your eyes. Take a deep breath in by your nose, fill in your lungs, your chest, your belly, and exhale through your mouth. In a moment, I want you to connect with this piece, and more specifically, connect with the energy that this piece will represent. Allow the energy, the essence, the emotion come to mind. And as you connect with this powerful state, imagine a bubble forming around this piece that you have in your hands, big enough that it's surrounding the piece completely. And now take a moment to relax, clear your mind, and breathe deeply. As this bubble is surrounding this jewelry piece, recall a time when you were experiencing this powerful feeling. And I want you to imagine you're experiencing that moment right now, seeing it through your eyes as if it's happening right now, so that you remember the powerful feelings you want to infuse in this piece. And as you go back in time, you start remembering clearly what it felt like to feel this good. And as you're fully connecting to this emotion, I want you to take a moment to fully let it in. Is there a color, a shape, a sound that symbolizes this feeling? And as you connect more and more with this, in a moment, I want you to infuse the jewelry piece with this emotion. All the energy you're feeling within, you will project into the bubble that is surrounding your jewelry piece. And as you allow the energy to be infused in the bubble, feel this emotion even more deeply now. Double its intensity as you continue to pour down this energy in this piece. And when you're ready, you can put your jewelry piece, whether it is in your fingers, whether it is around your neck, on your ear, or wherever you want to wear this piece. And as you put it on, allow the energy to be fully anchored in the movement, the sensation, and look at this new beautiful piece that is not only adding to your style, but also to your energy.
The second practice I love to use in order to embody the essence of my higher self on a day-to-day basis is to use my energy shift exercise. Wherever I feel stuck, wherever I feel in my own limitations, seeing life from my limited self perspective, then I know it's time to align with my higher self, because every time I'm feeling resistance, every time I'm feeling stuck, that is a signal that I'm no longer aligned with my highest timeline, that I'm no longer in alignment with my higher self. there is a disconnection, and my feeling of separation is the signal of that separation. So this exercise is so easy and will help you shift your perspective, shift your energy, so that you can come back into your higher self perspective and let go and release any limitation or any block that you might have or think you might have. So the only thing you need to do is, one, becoming aware of when you're stepping out of alignment with your higher self, when you're connecting back with your limited self. And that is easy to know because you will know it by the way you feel. Every time you feel resistance, as I just said, there's a chance you might be thinking from ego, acting from ego, meaning being in fear. And so all of this is to really come back into ease, come back into confidence, come back in our power. So every time I feel that, I take my journal and I do a line in the middle. I write limited self on one side and higher self on the other. And then I sit with myself and start with the limited self perspective side. And I wrote about how I'm seeing the situation, what I'm thinking about the specific situation that makes me feel resistance, or anything that is happening in my reality that makes me feel that way. So I really journal about what I'm thinking, the narratives or stories I'm telling myself about the story. I'm gonna write down the emotions that I'm feeling, my perspective about the situation, and what I'm believing to be true in that situation. So I'm really just pouring down all of that resistance into paper so that I can take a step back and be more objective. It doesn't have to be super long or super exhaustive. You really just want to put down those main things. The narratives you're telling yourself, meaning the thoughts you're thinking about the situation, the feelings, and what you believe about the situation, your perspective about the situation. Once you've done that, you will do the same thing, but before you start writing, you will imagine being your higher self, seeing the situation, or being your higher self in the situation from an objective point of view that is going to give you some guidance and wisdom to turn the situation around. So once I've settled myself and really anchored myself in the essence of my higher self, in the perspective of my higher self, I'm gonna then write about the situation from this other perspective. If you would already be in your desired reality and resolve that situation, how would it be different? How would you think? What would you see? And what would you tell yourself? What are the stories and the narratives you're telling yourself in this desired reality, knowing that this is resolved, this is of the past? And what would you think about the situation? And most importantly, how would you feel about the situation? This is a really simple exercise that is so powerful. Every time I feel stuck, every time I feel lost in my limitations, that really helps me take a step back, let go of those limitations, let go of their grip, most importantly, and see the situation from a different perspective, which most of the time is all I need to find the solutions in that situation to overcome whatever I'm experiencing in my current reality. So we really have to think of this as making a conscious choice about how we want to experience our reality. The reason I love this exercise so much is that it trains you to shift your energy, shift your perspective, whatever you're experiencing. And one of my favorite quotes from Albert Einstein is, "You cannot solve your problems with the same thinking that created them." And the crazy thing is that most of the time when we're stuck, when we're experiencing discomfort, when we are not experiencing things that we enjoy or like in our reality, we try to solve the situation and change the circumstances we're in by thinking in the same way, by being in fear, by being in stress, by being anxious. And the truth is that as long as you stay in that state, you will continue to have the same results. That's why it's so important to remember to shift your perspective, to shift your energy so that you gain access to different resources that will help you get to your desired reality, that will help you magnetize your desired reality. Once again, it's all about anchoring the essence of your higher self, and more importantly, anchor the identity of your higher self. Once you become aware of that, and once you make the conscious choice to shift your perspective, you will start seeing things from a different lens. Maybe the things that used to stress you in the past no longer have the same grip on you. Maybe you were reacting a certain way in certain situations, and you will see yourself react differently in those same situations. The reason why is because you're training your unconscious mind to pay more attention to the solutions than your problems. And that is the most freeing thing you can do for yourself. In my experience, the more I build a close relationship with my higher self, the more I started communicating with my higher self by becoming aware of the perspective of my higher self. The less my limited self had a grip on me, the less I was stuck in my limited self perspective, because I was training my unconscious mind to show me the way to the resources I needed, to show me the way to the way of thinking that will help me achieve what I wanted, instead of reinforcing the things I didn't want. That is so important, and I'm sure that this exercise alone, all of them will change your life, but this exercise alone I know will have a really positive impact in your life. This last exercise slash practice, in my opinion, is a way of living, but when you're starting out, it is a practice. And I want to emphasize on practice because most of the time we're seeking things externally to try to fix something, but the truth is that the strategies you use are not what is giving you the results you're looking for. The strategy is not what is giving you the results. That is less than 20% of the results. What is truly giving you the results you want is the energy that you embody on a daily basis, the thoughts you entertain on a daily basis, how you feel about yourself, and how you relate to life. How you're carrying yourself, how you're relating to life is what is giving you the results you're looking for. You're not attracting what you want, you don't manifest what you want, you manifest who you are, you attract who you are. And that is why it's so important. So this practice is all about investing your resources, meaning your time, your energy, your attention, and your money in only the things that will have a positive impact in your life, in all aspects of your life. In other words, neutral effects, a neutral impact. The reason this is so important is that most of us are unaware that the way we spend our energy, the things we spend our money on, the things we focus on, are not serving us. When we are unaware of this and start looking to our life objectively, we can quickly realize that we are spending our resources in a way that is helping us self-soothe, but is not giving us the results that we want, that is not moving us in the direction of our dreams. And the reason why is because we've been conditioned to survive, not to thrive. So when we do the things we do unconsciously, we often choose things that will give us comfort in the short term without really knowing if that is going to give us comfort in the long term. I'm going to use simple examples that maybe you will relate to. Binge eating is one of them. When you eat a lot of things that you know are not good for you, but you want to feel that kick of endorphins in the moment, and then you regret doing that because you don't feel good, or you know the things you ate were not good for you. Maybe it is procrastinating. You feel comfort in the moment when you're binge watching or watching your shows, scrolling on Instagram, but then the day ends and you feel really bad and you don't feel good because you didn't accomplish any of the things you wanted to do. It can be shopping for things you don't need, but you feel a certain pleasure in buying things, but then you don't wear them, but then you don't really like what you bought. Or maybe you didn't even have the money to do it, but you bought it anyway. There are so many things we do unconsciously with the intention to self-soothe, but not necessarily to have positive impact in our lives. Again, that is an unconscious process. That's why I'm talking about this today, so that you start becoming aware of how you're spending and using your resources. Choosing to only invest those resources in ways that are going to serve you is the greatest gift you can give yourself. I understood that when I started investing in myself. And when I started investing in myself was when I started stepping in the rooms I didn't feel yet ready. And when I started getting help and getting mentorship from people who already had what I wanted. When you surround yourself with the people that are already living in the timeline or already have achieved the things that you want, you're really not only learning from them and getting mentorship or guidance from them, but you're also tuning into their energy, tuning into their identity, and it's much easier to learn and integrate that than trying to do it all by yourself in books or listening to videos online. I did that for a long time, reading all the books, listening to all the podcasts, watching all the YouTube videos, but it's when I started investing my money, my energy, my attention in the things that were helping me move into my desired reality, helping me embody my higher self, that I started seeing tangible results in my reality. And the truth is that when you start spending your resources on only the things that will have a positive impact and at worst neutral, your ego kicks in and often tries to hold you back in your comfort zone because you're doing things that are uncomfortable because you've never done them. Investing in yourself can feel so scary, but when you look at how you've been spending your money, you realize that investing in yourself is the wisest and most intelligent decision you can do for yourself and for your life. It's again just a matter of perspective. That's why it's so important to become aware of how you're actually spending your resources, to realize that even though investing in yourself, investing in a mentor, investing in a program might seem huge, but you're already using all of that energy in ways that are not serving you at all. At first, I would see a certain program that I wanted to invest in and I would feel scared because I never had done that kind of investment in myself. But then I would look at how I was spending my money over the few past months, and I realized that if I didn't spend money in unnecessary clothes or going to the restaurant a lot or drinking alcohol and partying, when I removed those things from my life, I realized that I had all the resources I needed to start investing in the things that really helped me move in the directions of my dreams. A simple exercise you can do is to take a sheet of paper or your journal and assess your bank account and the bank of your life. I want you to write down all the things you spend your money on, all the things you spend your attention on, and look at it really objectively with radical honesty. And once you've written all of those things, I want to look at those things one by one and write a plus or a minus behind it if that thing is adding to the bank of your life. For the things you're spending on, your expenses, that is going out of your bank account, your money bank account. And we want to see beyond the money and see if that investment is an investment or in itself an expense. If it's adding to your life or it's taking out of your life account, your life bank account. So let's say drinking, that is an expense that's going out of your bank account. But if we're honest here, that is not adding to your life because it is making you feel bad. You're probably more tired after partying. You maybe had fun, but there's chances are that you also feel a lot of different emotions from drinking and partying. So be honest with yourself, radical honesty, and go one by one to see if that expense or what you're spending your energy and attention on is adding to your life or taking out of your life. Another example that is not a physical expense might be how you're spending your time. What do you do after work? What do you do after school? What do you do most of the time when you have nothing to do? Are you watching Netflix? Are you working out? Are you reading? It can be many different things. And once you go again one by one, you will have a clear knowing if that thing is adding to your life or taking out of your life. Once you're aware of that and once you're clear with that, it's not to say that certain things are bad and you should never do them. Some of them, yes, you should never spend your resources on those things, like people pleasing, like begging people to appreciate you. That are no-nos. But let's say Netflix. Netflix is not always a bad thing. Sometimes you just want to disconnect and just watch your favorite show, and that is adding to your well-being. I've been there. I still use Netflix, but I use it consciously. And that is the main theme of all the things I share with you today, is to use your time, energy, attention consciously, to choose to live a conscious life, being aware of your own potential and being aware of all the magic you're able to create. Not only live life from an unconscious state of being in fear and in survival. So that concludes today's video. I hope you gain a lot of wisdom, a lot of intention, and a lot of motivation behind all of these practices. I'm telling you, once you start using these, you will feel and experience radical shifts in your life. Not only in the way you feel, but also the way you relate to life and your experiences in life. Come back to this video, let me know in the comments your experience while using and integrating these practices, and most importantly, the results you've gotten from them, because I know you will get positive and impactful results from using these. That is it for today. Remember that every day is an opportunity to create magic, and you get the opportunity to create it. Bye!